Hey, Haley here. The whole world is shaking. A major hurricane is coming. I think it's Armageddon time. Armageddon, of course. What is the joke? Armageddon is French for Armageddon out of here. So, let's see. DC, District of Columbia, where they grow the coffee, right? No, I think I've got that wrong. Had five something. I'll look it up later. But DC had a pretty big earthquake, and then Virginia's had one since then. Colorado, I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but whenever. Colorado had its first, or its largest earthquake in 40 years. And then, of course, the Pacific Northwest. If you thought you were immune to earthquakes, you should know that they're happening all the time up there. It's just, it's the big one around the corner. So here's a lovely text list of recent earthquakes. So we have Mineral, Virginia. Is that how it's pronounced? This is in UTC time, so that would be, let's see, oh my goodness. That'd be 12 noon, 12:51. So that'd make it 1:51. At local time, they had a 5.8 in Mineral in Virginia. And of course, what was Japan? That was a 9.0, I believe. It's quite large. And of course, one of the things is, earthquake magnitude, when you're talking about destruction in an urban area, has a lot more to do with the quality of the buildings, were they built to withstand that kind of thing. So Japan has been going through this forever, so they've got some good building codes, so they're able to withstand a little bit better things, of course. But if there's a tsunami, we're all screwed. But anyway, and then Colorado got Cokedale. That's a funny sounding name. 5.3 sometime yesterday morning. Actually, that would have been the 22nd. Local time, August 22nd, Colorado. Alaska's like, whatever, we get these all the time. You guys are a bunch of wusses. That's right. So, here are the warnings. Weather-wise, we've got excessive heat advisory. I'm pretty sure that's what that color is. Red flag warning, that's fire-related warnings. Flood warning, as always, down the Missouri. Heat advisory, this is probably severe thunderstorm. Oh, look, see, there's stuff on radar. Yeah, see, that's the severe thunderstorm watch color. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Here's the hurricane warnings. We'll get to Hurricane Irene in a little bit. Here's who's droughted. It doesn't change much, does it? It does seem like the intensity of this area is losing some of its color. And here's the 5-day who's gonna get some frickin' rain, man. So, apparently, a hurricane is gonna dump a lot of rain, so 13.8 inches as compared to 1.1 is the highest back out west in 5 days. 1.1 inches as opposed to 13.8 inches. So now you can kind of understand how hurricanes can trigger inland flooding. Here are the river gauges that are still in some sort of flood. We'll switch to the major flooded ones. It's up there again. Here's today's severe weather outlook. Slight risk up here in these areas, and some storms, and severe thunderstorm warnings. They're not even in the slight risk today, but hey, they are in this 5% chance area for wind, as high as 30% up there, 5% back up there in Oregon. What's up with that? And again, hail, Oregon, you might do some hail, and Oregon, origami. And 30% chance, we have a tornado chance, 5% there and 2%, which probably means Canada. You might get a tornado, because I'm sure it doesn't just stop at the border and end. Tornado doesn't say, oh, I've crossed the border, I have to stop my terrification now. Yes, terrification, that's a new word, I just made it up. Right, here's a slight risk of severe weather today. Tomorrow! I don't know if that's coinciding. Let's see, what is today? Today is Wednesday. I believe the hurricane is predicted to get there around Saturday, but we'll look at that in a second. Then here is the probability map. So 5% chance back there, North Dakota and Minnesota and places. Here in the Eastern Pacific, we have the non-news of near 0% chance. But here we have there's 10% back there and a 60%. And then we look at Hurricane Irene. Hurricane Irene is What was the statistics I read? First major, well, assuming it makes landfall, which, you know, let's see if we can find the models. The models say they'll probably make some sort of landfall. No, why it's not zoomed out, I don't know, so we can't quite tell. But anyway, it's the first major hurricane to make landfall since 2005's Wilma. I read that somewhere. I don't have that kind of knowledge stuffed in my head. So, this is the National Hurricane Center's like best guess tracks, and M's are major hurricane. I believe that is category 3 or higher. I read that it may get as high as category 4. Not sure, but back here. So if it makes landfall up here, well, even if it doesn't make landfall, it's got a pretty wide reach, so you'll still get winds and rain and stuff like that. So apparently not a major hurricane back there. And then again, here's the path. So Florida not going to take a direct heat unless this black thing that's always smoking crack is right. I think it's probably just there for guidance. Say, here's where it is, and I don't know. Honestly, that black triangle path is always way off of everything else. Anyway, severe weather. It's at wikidwix.com. WICKEDWX. You know, hold on to something if you're in an earthquake area, and board up your windows. You know, that doesn't help in a tornado, because a tornado doesn't announce itself days in advance. Anyway, take it easy.